here's my argument on this though, Dre, because if I keep hearing this Jokic comparison to Jokic and Embiid, Yossi and Makar, and it's like,
come on, no one's making that comp.
Several people, because I tweeted out, I get it's a regular season award, but anyone who watched...
Well, you're getting, I see yourself getting in trouble on Twitter. I see this all the time.
Hold on. I said, I know it's a regular season award, but anyone who voted Yossi and watched this series feels like an idiot. Which is 100% correct.
Yes.
No one who voted Yossi watched that series and didn't think like, okay, if the idea is to... Because I looked up the definition of the award. The definition of the award is the defenseman who plays the best all-around game at the position. Something like that. So it's not like who's the best at defense or whatever.
Yeah.
And you just know, like, forget the stats, forget anything like that. You watch those two guys play in a series, you were like, oh, shit, this guy is way better than that guy. And then people come into my mentions being like, this is the same thing as Jokic and Embiid. Let's not be like Sixers fans. I'm like, no, it's not. If Jokic and Embiid played each other in a playoff series and Jokic averaged like 3, 2, and 1 assist, and Embiid averaged 40, 20, and 10, we would be like, okay, yeah, we have to give up this argument. It's done.
Yeah, I suppose. It really, the only argument you could make for Yossi is based on his value to the Preds.
And that's where I'll say, okay, I get it. Worst team,
right?
More production because he had to carry them. He carried them to the playoffs, much like Jokic did. I'll allow that.
MVD, maybe Yossi as the MVP.
Here's where I'll flip it. You put Jokic on the Sixers, I think they're the 1 seed. You put Makar on the Predators, he outclasses those numbers that Yossi put up by a lot, in my opinion.
No.
I love Cale Makar so much.
He's incredible.
I can't believe the golden age in which we are currently
He's amazing.
residing in. Like, Cale Makar, Nathan McKinnon, just Nikola Jokic.
That's incredible.
Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. coming back. And then Russell Wilson is a Bronco. Like, there's
Russell freaking Wilson.
Like
PS2.
When we started this company, it wasn't exactly like the golden. Now the Broncos did win a Super Bowl, but that was so early in the company. We almost didn't have like enough of a foothold to fully capitalize on it. We did grow our audience during that for sure, which was awesome. But ever since then, it's been we've had to climb.
Avs had a really rough stretch.
Yep.
Nuggets obviously were partially in the dark ages. Rockies actually. In some ways, Rockies were one of the more successful.
They had
teams.
They had 2 playoff appearances, and now
game away from winning the West.
It's all ascending right at the perfect time. And Cale Makar
and AJ gets it in the comments.
Ryan
McMahon. That's the kind of talent we're exposed to.
Dude, CJ
now.
Crone.
Crone's
I looked, he's leading in home runs and RBI.
Mr. Friday night.
Mr. Every night now.
Well, but
he's also of course.
Yeah.
We're all cronies.
Yeah, exactly.
We all have a bone for Crone.
Yeah.
Okay. What else? Oh, a pretty big update here. I don't know if he's watching, but Henry has spent the last 24 hours, as far as I'm concerned, researching eyes versus legs. And what we have come up with is it really comes down to a matter of perspective. Do you consider bug eyes to be 2 eyes with thousands of lenses, or are they thousands of individual eyes? Depending on where you look, you might get a different answer. And basically it comes down to this. If you say that bug eyes are 2 eyes, legs win easily because there's over a quadrillion insects in the world, which is way more than anything else, including the sea. If you say that those eyes are dozens to hundreds to thousands of eyes, then it's going to be eyes because of the exact same thing. There's more insects than anything else, so however we're scoring that is what it comes down to. We might have to get a scientist to fully come in.
I do want to know what the scientific /eye community is saying about this.
Yeah, it's like, do we need to talk to a biologist?
Right.
Or do we need to talk to a optologist?
Right.
Or do we need to talk to both?
I think we need to start, call him that university of yours, your alma mater, and see.
Henry said the same thing.
Find me someone like this, and then they'll have our answers. They'll have the answers we seek, Ryan.
Yep, for sure. So that's the update of that. I don't know what that means. Mike Trout, who says I got eyes for legs. Maybe like they're so skinny they look like the letter I.
I don't know. It sounds like a twist on.
Yeah, I know.
Sounds like a fun twist on I got legs for days.
Maybe like that ball has eyes. Like a little
That
grounder
ball
through
has
the middle.
eyes. Right.
His legs have eyes. They just find a way.
I don't know.
We're gonna need more. Mike Trout said, "Let me get Charlie McAvoy over both." Ever heard of him?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. He's a big F1 guy.
No, Charlie Mack. He should be a defenseman for the Bruins. The fictitious bear from Fables, not like the ferocious grizzly bear I rock here, Ryan.
Banger, that one.
Sharif Abdul-Rauf.
That logo helped me win a poll. Now, some people say Zach won.
The
numbers
say Zach won.
Yeah, but it's kind of like one of those things where it's like
through intense corruption.
Yes, exactly. Like they stripped him of the title, so then does the second place get the title? I would say yes. Right. In this case specifically.
Right. He was literally like dangling steroids at the plate and like popping them like that.
He literally shoved a needle into his ass in the middle of a 2-2 count.
And the ump helped him, like, let me get that in there for you.
Syringe that in.
Yeah.
Seems like the people...
like I'm a leg guy. Eyes over legs, Ryan, don't think, just say.
Legs.
Yeah, we're all savages here. We're all leg guys. Yeah, just from the Yaya's drooling at the mere question, so he's a leg guy. No one drools over eyes, right, Yaya?
A lot of bets talk. I love.
Oh, wow. We got Yaya might be an eyes guy.
An eye guy.
He's such a sweet kid. Yaya.
He just plays the fence.
Yeah, he does.
He's a politician.
He does.
No mic, no one can hear you. Nicholas in the comments seems like he wants to talk about betting. See, don't start with me on. I don't want to hear about ants. What about their eyes? That's all that matters. How many eyes do they have?
That is a lot of ants, though.
Yes,
Ryan.
but what if ants have 100 eyes?
Right. I just need an eye count on the ants.
Some people say 2. Some people say dozens, hundreds. Dragonflies, if you count their lenses as individual eyes, they have upwards of 30,000 eyes.
Man. And someone who has eyes maybe in the back of their head, Mel, who first alerted us that Roman Yossi might be an actual threat to our prosperity, if I may, Ryan.
Yeah.
Coming in and giving the comment of the year, I want to lose my Yossi Norris bet.
Yep.
Guys.
Yep.
So true. So true.
And AJ says you deserve to lose.
But Mel got great value on that bet. So let's not judge Mel. Great value. You think Mel's a he? I left it that Mel could be a she.
It could be he or she. My apologies.
We value them in the comments.
So, Dre, do you know what happened yesterday?
So much.
Yeah, a lot happened. I mean, first of all, like, by far and away the most successful day of my life in terms of betting.
Yeah.
Of course, you get the Jokic 200-unit win. But then, 3-0 on my big three.
That's great.
And Hank's SGP hit.
I saw that. I can't believe... He's an SGP machine.
Yeah, that's why we call him Same Game Hank forever.
Same Game Hank is one of the greatest nicknames I've ever heard. That's really good.
Same Game Hank forever.
Yeah.
Also, it hits his SGP hits on the Mac empty netter. I was so...
Oh, did it really?
I was so caught up in celebrating the sweep, waving around my Brom.
What happened to the Brom?
It's right over there.
No, I know, but it lost some potency halfway through the evening.
No. It stayed hard the whole time.
I merely say this because it seemed to me from the videos I observed that it transitioned from a Brom to an actual mop.
Yeah, everyone wanted to call it a mop. that's highly disrespectful to the work I put into that.
Or to the people whose heads you were waving that over.
Well,
That's the disrespect I was concerned with.
interesting.
Yeah.
I did put it over lots of people's heads on purpose.
I was seeing that.
But please do not call the Brom Brom a mop.
What about a mop mop?
No, it's a Brom Brom.
Okay.
It's a mix of a broom and a pom pom.
Speaking of mop mops, how about all those kids that Chris Paul had to threaten, huh?
It's crazy.
Lots of mop heads over there, huh?
Yeah, he's like a single dad playing Call of Duty, just threatening kids.
I'm actually, you push my daughter on the swings at the playground, you get the same exact treatment from me. So, it's, I got it.
So I've had a little bit of experience in my life having to write PR statements, releases.
Yes.
Terrible job.
Yeah.
Shout out to the people who do that.
Big time.
It is not fun. I wish I could have been a fly on the wall with my thousands of eyes. Listening to the conversation in which they decided to go with the term unwanted hugs. They were really trying to soften that really hard. They must have had 2 hours of conversations on it.
They were trying to soften it.
Yes, because it was the Mavs fans. The Mavs released a statement about Mavs fans. So they were trying to soften
unwanted hugs.
Because touching, you can't touch people that don't want to be touched. That's against the law.
The right choice.
They tried to massage it into gave an unwanted hug or unwanted hugs. That did not do what they were trying to get it to do.
Right.
Instant roast on Twitter. Everyone saw right through their bullshit. Tough scene.
Tough scene. Well, what can you do?
What can you do?
What can you do?
All right. A lot of people wanting to talk about bets, so let's do it.
Jeez, you guys.
I went all rocks today.
You got your rocks off, some are saying.
Sure did.
Got him.
We're going rocks here.
Great.
I could have gone playoffs. I hate to do another side note, but I am more for the first time in my life.
Oh boy.
I'm completely dialed in to the playoffs.
Which ones?
Outside of just my teams.
I know.
Like I'm actually watching the NBA playoffs. I've never done that in my life. As soon as the Nuggets are out, I'm like, F basketball.
Right.
I'm done until next year.
Right.
I'm like watching all these games. They're really good. Same with hockey.
I remember those days.
The other day, I think it was Sunday, there was like a 4-game hockey marathon on. Watched the whole thing.
It's great
start
stuff.
to finish.
It's great stuff. Yep, it's great stuff. NBA I've been less into. I hate to admit it.
Man, I think Jokic has turned me into like a
savant.
ultra sentient basketball watcher.
Could be.
To where I watch basketball for the strategy now, not just to see people get buckets. I'm like, oh, I see what they're doing. They're hunting this dude in the pick and roll. Like, what's the chess move? Who am I?
I remember that transition in my early 20s, yeah. And then Brian Shaw ruined basketball for me, so.
Yeah, I'm
never recovered.
I'm dialed into basketball.
It's great, man. It's great. I wish we could get Coach Carl out here.
Then hockey, I'm mostly just rooting for all of
him,
these series to go really long.
Mm-hmm.
And I want all of the best goalies to lose. So it gives me a nice
right.
Get all Igor, get the fuck out.
Fair enough. Pity Penguins is also fun to say. So
yes. And they have top uniforms. Maybe not the top uniforms, but their uniforms are awesome.
Again, with this big market D-line narrative, come on.
It's almost black and gold, very clearly black and yellow. Don't try to tell me anything else.
I mean, the Wiz Khalifa song is about.
Very true.
Come on.
I respect Pittsburgh for not trying to pretend like that's gold. Anyways, that's going to do it for me anytime. But also, the logo is nice and big and it looks good. So they've got that going for them.
That and the Yankees were the most egregious to me. The Bulls I actually see.
The Bulls are sick.
The Bulls are sick.
But
That's
actually,
a great logo.
It's not even the logo that does it for me as much as the uniforms and the design,
and the unis and the
black and red pinstripes. Yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah, it's
the
Milan.
Script.
It's Milan colors. Of course they're great. Yeah.
Okay. Let's go to my big three. All rocks, all the time.
You don't have another tangent?
No more tangents.
Okay.
Nerf City did a little weather research in my bag.
Oh my gosh, Nerfies are back?
Low 50s and windy out there in the Bay Area, as some are calling it.
In the old sandbox.
Yes, the city that never sleeps, they call it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also by a bay.
They-
The city that never
they
sleeps,
don't say
that's
that
also
it
by a
never
bay is what
sleeps.
they call San Francisco.
The first part's incorrect.
The windy
unfortunately.
fog town. And you just know that it's going to...
Lots of hills.
You just know that no one's hitting out there.
It's
tonight.
Nerf country out there.
It
is Nerf country. I know we have a lot of bits. That's not a bit. It is Nerf country.
the International Nerf Museum.
Yeah, right.
Right
Actually,
there on the water.
Yeah, check out Patrick Lyons' Twitter feed. He's out on the road. It's great stuff from the Nerf Museum.
B-Rod. Some are saying hottest hitter in baseball.
People are telling me it's a B-Rod summer all of a sudden.
Crazy.
Wow, what an
Crazy.
upset. I didn't see that coming.
He's locked right now, going to the opposite field and everything.
Right.
We love to see that.
When you go Oppo, I mean, it's over.
And then Alex Wood, what the fuck is with pitchers, really good pitchers, just going from NL West team to NL West team that isn't the Rockies?
What is it that about,
I
Ryan?
hate it so much.
But
It's
at
like,
least
oh, here's Greinke on the Dodgers. Oh, guess what? Now he's on the D-backs. Like, what is this shit? Alex Wood, Dodger. Now I hate these guys.
Create some familiarity for you. That's good,
Yeah,
right?
familiarity of watching them just wave our guys down. Just mow them down. Alex
Just mowing
Wood,
them down.
I hear that name, I get terrified. And so he's going to strike out more than 4.
Boom. There you go. I mean, it feels like a big K day.
Can we just get one of these guys?
Big K day. I would love it, but I think these guys, because they've
Like
played in the
Walker
NL
Buehler.
West before,
Now he's a Rocky.
they know the Rockies are not where you want to go. They know Coors is not where you want to
They
pitch.
probably have been, like, other than Kershaw, they've probably been killing dudes at Coors.
I know. I would go the exact opposite route. Can we get foreigners who've never heard of Coors Field before? Can it be a pitching staff of only Colorado boys and people who literally don't speak English?
Why can't, like, you know, like,
That's
obviously
the
there's
combo I
one
want.
thing that, like, someone internationally would know about Coors Field is that it's a hitter's ballpark. Why can't we get, like, one of these Japanese guys?
I know.
These guys are
Why
so
can't
dope.
we? Right.
Like, Suzuki for the Cubs just shows up and now he's just raking.
I know. Like, aren't the borders open? Can't we get the next great Cuban player? Is that not a thing anymore?
I don't know. I feel like we
Shit.
should get some sluggers out here. But
Yeah, me too.
I just want an NLS pitcher to accidentally go to the Rockies in free agency. Like they do. They just Padres, Dodgers, Padres, Dodgers, Padres, Giants, Giants, Giants. It's like, come on. Just give us one of them.
We just get Shashin back. That's what we
Yeah.
get. We just get Shashin back. Where's Frankie Morales when you need him? God, I miss you, Frankie. I miss you. I really had high hopes for a lefty who can throw that kind of smoke. You kidding me? No one was as good as Frankie. Give me my big sixer.
For 1 month.
Literally 1 month. And even then, every pitch was a journey. God, I loved him. All right.
Like Rick Ankiel.
For real. Big six me up. Big six. I called it a big sixer. Kind of related to like a sixer of beer, right?
Right. You
This
should
guy
have just
gets
called it
it.
a 6-pack.
This guy gets it. Holy, that's genius. That's genius. Okay. Big
A
theme
pick 6.
for your boy. A pick six would be a good one. Series that have been evened up after being down 0-2. All the momentum's on your side, and I get you at plus money, so I'm riding. You always you want to be on momentum side. Yeah, Ryan?
Wait.
Ryan gets it.
Tell me this again. What pick are you talking about?
Okay, so that would be the Philadelphia 76ers plus 130. They're taking on Heat culture.
Yes.
They might be overheated over there. Boston Bruies, Carolina Hurricanes.
Go Canes.
Go Canes, but all the momentum's on their side. I get that in the plus 130s, Ryan. That's too good to pass up. Kings, Oilers, they've been back and forth, but they're back in Edmonton.
The Edme Oilies.
Those guys, the Kings are playing with house money, so puck line minus 130. Sign me up for that. I've been on the Lightning all series. This is a don't steer too far from home pick of the day. You know, I mean, Ryan's read the manifesto, so he gets that one. Senzatella in a sandbox in the city by the bay, which, unlike some have said, does sleep. over 2.5
City
Ks.
that never sleeps
No.
by the bay.
No, one of those two things is correct. The other isn't. And then our guy Riley Sorbo, low key, maybe the great betting mind at
We're
this
going
company.
picks from under the stairs.
Picks from under the stairs, which actually I hope we have the graphic for our picks under the stairs because that's an amazing name. He alerted me to there's been a shift. Luka Doncic passing it more as they have zeroed in on him as a scorer, and thus he will get over 8.5 assists, and that's assists for the kids out there.
should get
plus money on that one as well. Look at all those pluses, Ryan. I love this big six because it's plus City USA.
We should get Riles on who's on line one of these days.
Holy cow, we should. The guy hasn't even given me his number. What'd be funny is me calling Mitch to get Riley's number.
Oh,
A double.
Yes.
Whose line are we on anyways? And there's a manifesto graphic.
just for funsies.
Just for fun.
Manifesto, and I had to-
Oh, I didn't hear the manifesto. Is
Well,
that
I
it? Did you
said
get
the
everything?
Tampa pick was the don't steer too far from home pick, and that's from the manifesto.
Right.
You're familiar
Why
with
is that not too far from home?
I've been on it on the Lightning from the start of the series, so I'm staying on them. I'm not steering too far from home. Sometimes the principles of the manifesto, you can't even variate from the verbiage itself.
Right,
It can only
right.
be explained in the way that it's written right there.
And it's like, how does
On
it
the
feel
testament
to
itself,
you?
right.
It's up for interpretation.
This guy gets it. This guy gets it. Human eyes have two.
Okay, let's not do this.
Oh.
I don't
But-
agree. I've done some more research on this.
But in fairness, when we were doing the doors, it was doors v wheels. Is that right?
Yeah.
Am I remembering that
one
correctly?
wasn't as fun.
My big pro wheel argument was that like there's a ton of doors that have like wheel
Right.
systems
doors.
in them. So isn't my guy Steven basically using the same argument, Ryan?
Here's what I want to tell you. So those lenses are called omatidiums. And here's
He said it, not me.
a piece of information. Each omatidium can act as a separate eye and is capable of responding to its own visual field. That sounds like an eye to me.
Whoa.
So
Okay.
my thing is like, if you covered up 999 out of the 1,000 lenses, would they still have an eye? Yeah.
Would they still have an eye? I know. And my wife pointed out the mammals part, which every mammal, except for us, not Ryan and I specifically, human beings, have 4 legs to 2 eyes.
Yeah.
But then you guys were saying, well, how many mammals are there? All it takes is
There's
like
not very many.
5 roly-polies, and
Yeah.
we've beat the 10 billion mammals.
Also, while I was doing all this research, I learned that
It's not a lot of
scientists
research.
believe that the human eye,
It's
maybe-
a window to the soul.
may be one of the
Oh,
worst parts of the human design.
It's very sensitive, very sensitive.
Sensitive, also can't see very far. Not very good peripherals. If we were being hunted, we'd be in trouble.
Right, that's a
But
great
we
point.
don't get hunted.
You guys ever get lit and look at yourself in the mirror and you see your eyes and you think like something doesn't match. I've got this whole bag of bones on me and then there's these weird glass things.
Oh, you're really lit.
They don't. Yeah, I was. You know me. I like to get lit.
On the Broncos pod today, I told the story of when I thought I wasn't drunk the night before, but I was feeling hungover, and I was like, "What? Why do I feel so hungover?" Then I looked at my phone, and I had Googled the night before. Don't remember this at all. How many humans have ever lived ever?
Oh wow, you were
I was
really
like, oh,
lit.
that's pretty lit.
That was pretty lit. Yep. That would explain the hangover right there. It all checks out. You know who else is lit?
DraftKings.
DraftKings Sportsbook. DraftKings Sportsbook.
DraftKings Sportsbook. Check this out, Dre. If this doesn't sell you on DraftKings Sportsbook, I don't know what will. So yesterday,
Yeah.
after a little bit of waiting, a reasonable amount of waiting, a few hours,
Double sneezer from bless you. Yeah.
DraftKings pays out the MVP bets.
You
Bang,
got a
bang.
little aggressive on Twitter, huh? You were playing a little fresh, huh?
Oh yes, I told Henry yesterday.
Yeah, it's smile. He loved that. He loved that.
I almost tweeted at them the clip from Family Guy when Stewie wants his money from Brian.
That's an all-timer.
And then I watched the clip and I was like, whew, this is graphic. This might be a little too
aggressive.
aggressive.
Yuppers.
Yeah.
It's aggressive.
There's a lot. There's a lot to that. I was like, I don't want to tweet this at one of our partners.
No, good call by you.
But I did, I hit him with a little public pressure, and they paid it out. But here's the good part, Dre. I withdraw almost all of my Jokic winnings. It hit my account simultaneously.
Wow. That's great stuff.
Because like some places say like
Great
payouts in 2 to 5 days or whatever. No, this was literally press the button, got an alert from my bank. I was like, holy shit.
That's great, man.
Then I went crazy. Just went wild.
One individual bet hit. I'm hoping these parlays can stay true. I'm really hoping.
So you still have? Do you have a Jokic and Kale, just those two, and then you have a Jokic, Kale, Milan?
Yes.
That's tasty.
Big press.
That is tasty.
And how Ryan feels about DraftKings paying up on the Jokic bet, I feel about the NHL giving Kale the Norris. Just get it done.
Yeah.
Get it done.
I do regret not taking Avs in 4 after game 1. Feel like I knew then and there.
Did I not suggest that? You might not have been on the show.
We talked about Avs in 5
been a Hank day.
Before the series.
Well,
I thought they were going to steal one. And
that
then,
was a -3.5 bet or something. -2.5,
wait,
right?
I
Yeah,
did
that
bet
should have hit.
That probably did hit my account last night.
Also, that wasn't his big 3, which we usually don't allow, but add that as a win to our big 3 records, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Scorekeeper at home, add that for us, okay?
Check it in.
Yeah, I'll check it in.
There was what were those series bets I made? I was wondering how my account got so fat and happy last night.
Right. He wanted to just praise Jokic and thank the good folks at DraftKings Sportsbook, but there was more to it. Like Ryan's bet, all of these can be made at the King of Sportsbook. Right now, place 5, win $1.50. Is that what's going on, Ryan? Any NBA playoff bet? My guy's dialed. I'm wearing a Grizz hat, so I'm thinking 90s hoops. You know I'm dialed. I had to Wikipedia Stevie franchise yesterday because he didn't want to go to the Vancouver Grizz. That's how dialed I am, again, on 90s hoops. So listen to Ryan for the hoops bet. Listen to me because I've been murdering the NHL all year long. We're going to call Henry. Spoiler alert, we're calling Henry in a couple minutes. Whose line are we on? It's Henry Chisholm. That's the line.
Are we going to call him?
It's a Montana number. I think we have to. You can't nail an SGP, become same game Hank.
This is like you hit a home run, you get put in the lineup the next
Right. Also, we've got boosted insurance on a Rockies SGP.
Oh, okay. Now we're in for sure.
Come on.
Here were my picks before the series. 1-1 so far. Avs -2.5 in the series. Cha-ching.
Boom. Nailed it.
Avs 4-1 exact score.
Ouchie.
Terrible call by me.
Yeah. Never trust the Preds.
And then finally Avs to win the cup at +400, which that has probably dipped.
No, it's dipped significantly.
Let's get a quick update
it's
on
dipped
that.
significantly. At DraftKings Sportsbook is where we are checking these odds. The king.
Are you giving the DraftKings
Sportsbook?
read?
I'm getting you
Keep it
as
rolling.
far as I can before you disclaim us away.
So before that series, I gave you Avs to win the cup at +400. I said this is probably the best value you'll ever get at it again.
Yeah, you
Just
could've
like
got it boosted.
I'll get back to that in a second. It's only at +210 now.
Ouch.
That hurts. Speaking of best value you're ever going to get it at,
Yeah.
before the Nuggets-Sixers game, I said this is your last chance to get in on Jokic, MVP at good value. If you listened there, you got in at like +350 or something.
Right.
That night it flipped. Shout out Bones Highland. He helped a lot there. And he never looked back.
Boom. That's history right there.
That is history. All right, DraftKings Sportsbook, where you can get a sign-up bonus up to $1,000 when you use the code DNVR at checkout. Of course, you must be 21 or older. Colorado only. A bonus comprised of a first deposit bonus and a first bet match, each for $500. A deposit bonus requires a 25x playthrough. Restrictions do apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. And if you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700. Also, legs. You know what has legs? Parlays.
I was going to say, if you counted parlay legs, that actually could storm back the equation.
Well, what if you include the letter I?
Yeah. Yep.
One quick question. Do people that are dead count their legs? Because they don't have eyes.
Wait, they don't.
Where
They
are
don't
their
have eyes.
No, because they
Decompose?
but their legs
So
don't.
we're saying the bones.
Yeah, because it is a leg.
It's gonna be a no for me. It's gonna be a no for me.
Because
Like-
dead parlays don't count either because they're dead.
Oh, that's true.
It's a great point.
Wondering, like,
I hate to be the one that takes us here, but 'tis my duty. Dead animals, I really think, could actually swing this whole thing.
No, because dead insects would be included as well.
Would they, though? Would they? Are you trying to say a dead ant is going to have as much staying power as a dead el perro or el gato?
It all comes down to the eyes, no matter how you spin it, no matter what you think of. There are quadrillions of insects.
It's really true.
If they have one, because like Hank was saying, insects at most have 5 eyes if you don't go with the extra eye theory.
Right.
So he's saying
All
all insects
insects?
also have at least 6 legs. I think insects have 6 legs, 5 eyes if you don't go with the compound eye as their own individual eyes.
Yeah.
That would mean even if it was 5 to 6 every single time, they'd have a quadrillion leg lead.
That's a massive leg lead.
That's a huge.
No, I know. These details matter.
We should make a quadrillion leg parlay.
These details matter. Quadrillion leg parlay would be amazing, it sounds like.
Okay. What is our deal? Do we have a dilemma of the day?
Do we? Let's see.
Y'all wearing your SGP protection. Kind of reminds me of when we used to wear eye protection on this show.
Wait, did we?
Sunglasses.
Oh,
Throwback to the OG days. If you were watching this show back then,
We were
I
still
love
trying
you.
to build our bits then.
Right,
You know?
right.
The bits weren't just coming.
The bit Rolodex was pretty thin. back then.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's true. Now, woo.
We have a quadrillion bits.
Yeah, right. Speaking of which, I think it's time to call Henry. Let's get this
All right, let's
Rockies SGP protected.
Let's do a little Who's on Line 1. There it is. Love that you had that ready.
There he is. Could you guys hear me good yesterday?
I don't know. Could we hear him good? You did seem a little quieter than Hank to me. What if he doesn't answer?
Holy shit.
Of course he's going to answer.
My
Hey,
guy.
is this Henry
My
Chisholm?
guy.
Yeah, still my number.
Oh, okay, cool. Is this same game Hank?
It's a great line.
Wow, I would have said that the first time, but yeah.
Same game, Hank.
Cool.
That's really what a nickety Hank.
What
I
a
can't
guy.
believe it.
What a guy.
What a nickety.
So
for
there's an old rule in baseball. If you hit a home run, you get to stay in the lineup for the next day.
Right.
So that's why you're on line 1 today.
Yeah.
Wow, lucky me.
I know. We would have called someone else, but damn it all, your SGP.
Could have been
hit.
anyone.
I know.
It was you.
Uh,
Also, we couldn't get a hold of any biologists. We also thought that we might have to talk to an optometrist.
yeah.
Ooh, okay. I think it'd be fun to have both on.
Yeah, exactly.
No doubt.
Like who the top entomologists or whatever are.
Right.
All dead.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Do their legs count, do you
jeez.
think?
Oh.
Now, right, this was a question, Henry. Do dead legs and eyes count? Because eyes
probably
decompose
get, like,
prior.
Decompose faster.
Yep.
So if they count, I think that helps legs.
Right. And what about dead animals? That's a lot of 4-legged mammals with legs still holding up and decomposed eyes.
And insects,
The
Right.
those are going away.
Right. And again, hate to be this guy. Most animals these days, domestic, they're getting cremated.
Oh, that
Yeah,
does
they're
change.
getting cremated. So maybe it doesn't have anything to do with it.
All right, Henry, we have protected Rockies SGP tonight. Do you want
Yeah.
to help us out with that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to.
All right. Dre, why don't you pull it up and see what we can build here?
Okay, same game, Hank. Here we go. The Rocks, they play in the Sandbox in San Francisco, as you know, and they're dogs, plus 175 dogs. The over set at 7.5.
I don't want to be the Debbie Downer here, but
Yep.
it's tough to pick the Rockies in this one.
Yep.
Wow.
And I think having like the Giants money line, like, is there like Giants minus 1.5 or something?
Oh yeah, that's at plus a hundo. You bet that's an option.
Let's take that plus 100 right there.
Okay.
That's a nice place to start. and the best part is when you do something like that, I feel like you get better juice on like Rockies hits, you know,
Oh.
because they're kind of
Yes.
conflicting a little bit.
And it's not crazy to bet against the Rockies in the city that never sleeps in the fog by the bay, as they call it.
That's what they're calling it. These
That's what I'm pretty sure everyone is calling it that.
I-
Okay, I'm gonna have to write that down.
I'm disassociating from this, Henry, but you could call Cal and your other Pac-12 connects and see what you find. Dial up Stanford maybe. I do see the SGP total higher than the regular total, so maybe an under 8.5. Ryan got some good intel on it's going to be a windy one.
Yep, windy and cold, like it always is in San
Wind
Francisco.
blows in there too.
Yep.
So that's a good sign. We're actually gonna go under 9.5.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Buy
Okay.
one here.
Plus
Okay.
200 there.
Okay.
Just to buy ourselves a little bit more luck or whatever. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Better odds. Yeah.
We gotta choose one of these Rockies to get a hit.
You could go with Brendan Rodgers. Many are saying he's the hottest player in
He's
baseball.
the hottest player in baseball, yeah.
So I haven't actually watched in a couple days, but that is shocking to hear.
Yeah, he went from I think he was 5 for 43 or something in April, and now he's literally at the turn of the month, he just became good again.
1+ hit at minus 195, Big Hank.
Oh
Yeah,
shit!
I love it.
Wait,
And then we're gonna.
Hank, I'm gonna need to just pause for a second here. I teased something on Broncos today because we were talking about the proper pronunciation of Parmesan cheese, and I said if you guys come back at 3:30. I'm doing a show with Andre Simone. He will give you the correct pronunciation of Parmesan cheese, and someone in the comments is here for that. So, Dre,
That's incredible. Parmigiano.
okay, could you Americanize that for us a little bit? Not with the O on the end.
Parmigiano.
Oh,
That's as American as it gets.
Parmesan.
Parmesan, right. No one wants to pronounce the vowel at the end of any Italian word.
Mace was going with a hard Z. Parmesan.
Yeah, Parmesan.
That was tough.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay. Anyways, back to
To the SGP.
Back
no
to the
more
SGP.
silliness. I've got a drippy nose. It really started dripping on me, Hank.
No one wants to hear that, dude.
Ryan.
No, we don't.
Okay, can we get a recap of where we are right now? Are we going with Brendan Rodgers, hottest hitter in baseball?
Yeah, we are.
Okay.
So
1+.
Giants minus 1.5.
Uh-huh.
Under 9.5 total runs. Brendan Rodgers hit, and then I've got one last one.
Lay
Okay.
it on me.
So let's see. That means we're sitting at plus 450, right?
We
Dre's-
are sitting at plus 450. Yes, Ryan. Don't they've changed it. They've changed things, so it got harder for me. But now I've adapted.
All right.
Oh boy. Last piece. Antonio Senzatela to throw 2 strikeouts. Gets it from 450 to plus 575.
Whoa. Just for
Isn't that massive
2 strikeouts?
For 2.
Okay.
That's crazy,
Like
man.
minus 450 or something like that.
You should be able to accidentally get
That's
2
plus
strikeouts.
575.
Yeah. I
Well,
would get 2 strikeouts.
Senza throws many more Ks on the road than he does at home. I don't know if I said that in my Big Sixer, but that's actually why it's in my Big Sixer.
Also, one thing that I didn't mention about Brendan Rodgers, greasy dudes always play well in San Francisco.
Yeah. I mean, it's a city filled with greasy dudes.
It's a city full
Look at
dudes.
Brendan Crawford or whatever his name is. Brandon Crawford.
Brandon,
He's
yeah.
super greasy. They had another dude on
That
their team
homie's
who looked
greased
just
up.
like him, who was also greasy.
Right.
And B-Rod is bringing that greasy mullet over there, and he's gonna rake.
This guy gets
Oh
it,
my
man.
goodness.
This guy gets it. So that's plus 575, Big Hank.
Yep, and we get it protected,
Yep.
correct?
We get it protected.
All right.
This is a bad idea, and we're not going to do it.
And
But
they're
we
a
took
step
the
down.
Rockies to score 3 runs. I guess that puts you in a very specific window. That
It
gets
does.
you plus 2,800, but we're not going to touch that.
Yeah, that does
Wait,
put you
how
in
many more runs?
over 2.5. Don't do it because then you're basically relying on the Rockies to lose like 4-3 or 5-3.
Yeah. No, those middle situations, I've come to regret them far too often in my
Yep,
life.
Yep, for sure.
Plus 575. Can't get greedy.
No,
All right,
you
Hank.
can't. You can't.
We've got a pretty hard out over here, so
It's pretty hard, you know.
we're gonna have to let you go.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I I've got to get back to my podcast anyway.
All right. Thanks for interrupting your podcast
We interrupted
for our
the
podcast.
Buffs podcast? That's
Yes.
legendary. What will you be pronouncing on that show that people should tune in for, Hank?
Carl Durrell. All right. If you want to know the
Whoa.
correct pronunciation of Carl
Carl
Durrell,
Durrell.
tune in to the DNVR Buffs podcast with Same Game Hank himself. All right, Hank. We'll talk to you later.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
What a guy, man.
What a guy.
What a guy. I'm
Does
gonna
make
need
me
you to
wonder, should he just
screenshot that for me, maybe, and pass it over. Did you lose it?
No, I got
Okay.
it.
All right.
Action required. What is going on here?
It seems like there was an unknown error.
Yeah, DraftKings has been having that today.
Oh, okay.
It's all good. It happens to the best of us.
Yeah, we don't give an F.
We really don't. Okay. Anyone else have anything for anyone?
Anything for anyone, kids. Huh? Anyone?
Anyone?
Anything?
Anyone? Anything? By the way, it's crazy to think that the Avs to win the cup is essentially the same odds as like a NFL team that's like -6
I
on
know.
Sunday.
Yep, but that's where we're at. And to win the West, -105 now.
Sheesh.
Because, I mean, even Calgary's coach knows.
Can you bet on Conn Smythe winners?
Oh, shit, I did lose that.
Okay,
Henry's
we'll,
going to have
we'll
to send it to
we'll
me.
rebuild.
Can you bet on Conn Smythe winners? Yes, absolutely you can. What are the odds on Nathan McKinnon to win the Conn Smythe?
Oh, that's not the one I'm
Well,
interested in.
Oh, okay. Kale McCarr.
Yep. Kale McCarr. Oh, wow. The Avs have number 1 and 2
Plus 600.
favorites to win the Conn Smythe.
yeah.
McKinnon at 550, McCarr at plus 600.
Look at that Barkey top 5, huh?
Here's the tip of the day where we finish this. The tip of the day is don't bet on Avs to win the cup at plus
Don't do it,
210.
bro.
Put half of what you would put on that on Nathan McKinnon and half of what you would put on that on Kale McCarr. You're going to win more anyway.
Also, you're going to gain some value. Like, they will lose a game in these playoffs, and that's when you jump in.
they probably won't flinch, I don't think.
16-0.
No, I'm saying the book won't flinch after a loss.
Well, it depends on when the loss comes, yes.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. But
I had a 16-0 dream.
even if they were, no, I guess the way I see them rolling through the West, actually, it probably won't get any better.
It's a 12-0 Western Conference run, and it's gonna be.
I mean, I don't know about 12-0, but it could easily be 12-2.
All I
That
know,
wouldn't surprise me.
All I know is that Mac plus 550, Kale plus 600 is hilarious to me.
Take Kale right now.
They literally would have to be down 3-0 in the Stanley Cup Finals for you to get a better odds to win than where they're at now.
Potentially. All right. We're getting a little crazy.
Potentially, you're right.
We've been talking too long.
My nose is dripping.
We're going out of our minds. We got to go. We'll talk to you guys later.